Black Friday Outbreak. The mall, once a thriving hub of commerce, now echoed with the eerie footsteps of the undead. Fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting irregular shadows that danced across deserted storefronts. The remnants of the Black Friday outbreak lingered in the air like a haunting melody, a cacophony of distant moans and occasional shrieks. In the wake of the chaos, a group of survivors moved cautiously through the dimly lit corridors, their eyes scanning for any signs of movement. The leader of the group, a middle-aged woman named Elena, carried a makeshift map of the mall in one hand. Her expression, a mix of determination and weariness. Elena was a former paramedic, her calm demeanor a testament to years of navigating emergencies. By her side was Alex, a tech-savvy college student with an affinity for problem-solving. Fiona, a fashion-conscious young woman with a keen eye for detail, clutched a shopping bag containing a medley of scavenged supplies. The group was completed by Marcus, a middle-aged man with a background in engineering. His analytical mind an asset in their quest for survival. As they traversed the mall's winding corridors, the survivors conversed in hushed tones, mindful of the lurking danger. "Any signs of a pharmacy around here?" Elena asked, glancing at the map. Marcus, studying the layout, pointed to a nearby directory. "There's one on the second floor, near the west entrance. Should have what we need." The group moved with purpose, their footsteps echoing through the deserted halls. The air was thick with the stench of decay, a grim reminder of the once thriving mall's descent into madness. In a dimly lit clothing store, the survivors took a moment to regroup. Fiona sifted through her shopping bag, revealing a collection of bandages, painkillers, and antiseptic wipes. Alex, seated on a pile of folded clothes, examined a small handheld radio. "Found this in an electronics store," Alex said, holding up the radio. "Might come in handy for communication." Elena nodded approvingly. "Good find. Let's establish a meeting point in case we get separated. We can't afford to lose anyone." As the survivors discussed their plans, a distant commotion echoed through the mall. The sound of shuffling footsteps and low growls signaled the presence of the undead. "They're close," Marcus whispered, his eyes narrowing. Elena motioned for silence, and the group pressed against the walls, listening to the approaching threat. The undead, drawn by the survivors' movement, stumbled into view. "We can't stay here," Elena said, her gaze focused on the advancing zombies. "The pharmacy is just ahead. We go in, grab what we need, and find a way out." Navigating the mall felt like traversing a labyrinth of the macabre. The survivors slipped past stores with shattered windows, where mannequins stood frozen in eerily lifelike poses. The remnants of Black Friday sales signs hung crookedly from the ceiling, now serving as ominous banners in this post-apocalyptic shopping haven. They reached the pharmacy, the automatic sliding doors eerily silent as they opened. The group entered cautiously, scanning the shelves for medical supplies. Fiona gathered painkillers and antibiotics, her hands moving with a practiced efficiency. Marcus, examining labels, selected a variety of first aid items. As they moved through the aisles, Alex spotted a rack of disposable face masks. "Might be useful," he suggested, grabbing a handful and distributing them among the group. Elena nodded in agreement. Good call. Safety first. Their gathering was interrupted by a sudden crash from the front of the store. The survivors tensed, weapons at the ready, as a lone zombie stumbled into view. Its vacant eyes fixated on the group, and it let out a guttural moan. Without hesitation, Elena raised her improvised weapon, a metal pipe, and swung it with precision, connecting with the zombie's head. The creature crumpled to the floor, a temporary reprieve in the ongoing struggle for survival. Leaving the pharmacy, the survivors regrouped in a quieter section of the mall, away from the immediate threat. Fiona took a moment to catch her breath, her eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and resilience. Where to next? Marcus asked, consulting the map. Elena studied the layout. We need to head towards the east entrance. There's an electronics store nearby. We might find tools and equipment to fortify our position or signal for help. The group set off once again, navigating the mall's corridors with a cautious determination. The flickering lights overhead cast eerie shadows on the walls, and the survivors moved in unison, their footsteps blending with the haunting sounds of the undead. In the electronics store, the group split up to cover more ground. Marcus, accompanied by Alex, searched for tools and communication devices. Fiona scoured the shelves for batteries and any other useful gadgets. Elena, ever vigilant, stood watch near the entrance. Marcus, inspecting a rack of flashlights, spoke to Alex. We need a plan. The mall is vast, and we can't keep wandering aimlessly. Alex nodded. Agreed. Once we secure the electronics store, let's head to the security office. Accessing the surveillance cameras will give us a better view of the mall and help us plan our next moves. As the survivors gathered their findings in the electronics store, a low growl emanated from the darkness outside. The undead, drawn by the commotion, had found their way to the group. Elena signaled for silence, and the survivors crouched behind shelves, out of sight. A group of zombies shuffled into the store, their vacant eyes scanning the aisles. Fiona held her breath, her hand tightly gripping a flashlight she had picked up. The undead passed by, their attention drawn elsewhere, providing the survivors a narrow window of opportunity. Once the coast was clear, the group moved with stealth towards the store's exit. As they slipped into the mall's corridor, Fiona whispered, "We need to be quicker and quieter. The more noise we make, the more we attract." Elena nodded in agreement. Let's make our way to the security office. If we can access those cameras, it might give us the advantage we need. The security office, situated on the third floor near the mall's center, became the next destination. The survivors navigated stairwells and escalators, avoiding areas with signs of recent zombie activity. The journey felt like a delicate dance, every step calculated to minimize the risk of detection. Upon reaching the security office, Marcus skillfully picked the lock, and the survivors entered cautiously. Inside, a bank of monitors displayed different sections of the mall. Alex, his eyes scanning the screens, pointed to a central plaza adorned with holiday decorations. That might be our best chance for a meeting point, he suggested. Elena agreed. It's relatively open, and we can see approaching threats. Let's make that our base of operations. Now, we need to find a way to secure it. The The survivors descended to the central plaza, a vast space adorned with holiday lights and towering Christmas trees. The ambience clashed starkly with the grim reality of the outbreak. The undead roamed the area, their slow movements creating an unsettling contrast to the festive decorations. Elena, standing at the edge of the plaza, surveyed the surroundings. We'll need to clear this area and find a way to fortify it. Any suggestions? Marcus pointed to a nearby sporting goods store. There might be barricading materials in there, wooden boards, perhaps even some tools. The group cautiously approached the sporting goods store, aware of the potential dangers within. The undead, drawn to the survivors' presence, stumbled in their direction. A strategic silence fell over the group as they prepared to engage the approaching threat. Elena, her gaze unwavering, raised her hand, signaling for the survivors to wait for the opportune moment. The clash with the undead in the sporting goods store was swift and efficient. Elena led the charge, her metal pipe connecting with precision. Fiona, wielding a sturdy hockey stick found among the store's inventory, swung with determined force. Marcus and Alex, armed with improvised weapons, provided support. As the last remnants of the undead threat were neutralized, the survivors quickly scavenged the store for materials. Wooden boards, nails, and a collection of hand tools became essential assets in their mission to fortify the central plaza. Working together, the group secured the area, barricading entrances and creating makeshift barriers to deter the undead. Fiona, demonstrating an unexpected proficiency in knot tying, fashioned a series of impromptu traps, using holiday decorations and available supplies. Once the central plaza was fortified to the best of their ability, the survivors gathered in the midst of their handiwork, exhaustion etched on their faces. As the survivors took a moment to rest, Marcus spoke up. We've secured this area, but we can't stay idle. We need a plan for the long term. Food, water, and a way out of here. Elena nodded in agreement. Our best chance is the mall's exit near the east entrance. It leads to a service road where we might find abandoned vehicles or even a way to call for help. Alex chimed in. We'll need to gather supplies along the way. We can't risk running out of essentials, especially if we're planning for the long haul. The group's conversation shifted towards their survival strategy. The echoes of the Black Friday outbreak lingered, a constant reminder that their journey was far from over. As night fell over the mall, the survivors huddled in the central plaza, a small oasis in the midst of chaos. The holiday decorations cast a soft glow, creating an illusion of warmth in the cold reality of their situation. Elena, sitting with her back against a barricade, addressed the group. We've made it this far, but we can't underestimate the challenges ahead. We need to stay vigilant, conserve resources, and work as a team. Together, we have a better chance of making it out of here. The survivors, their faces illuminated by the faint light of battery-powered lanterns, exchanged glances that spoke of determination and solidarity. In the silence that followed, the distant moans of the undead served as a haunting backdrop to their newfound sense of purpose. As they settled in for the night, the survivors prepared for the uncertainties that lay ahead, their makeshift sanctuary a fragile respite in the heart of the mall's echoing corridors. The shadows of the Black Friday outbreak danced around them. But within that darkness, a glimmer of resilience shone, a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure, even in the face of an apocalypse.